My book is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. In this book, you are set in a distant future, and once where North America stood is Panem, a country split into 13 districts and a capital. In the scene, located in District 12, is Katniss Everdeen. Belonging to a poor family, her father is dead. Every year, a boy and girl is selected from each district as a punishment for the rebellion. This is called the Hunger Games, a fight to death on live TV. She becomes a tribute, but Katniss is no stranger to survival. Will she be victorious? Will her life be claimed by the sick game of the capital? I'm not going to tell you. You are going to have to read that for yourself.
Endangered by Elliot Schaefer. This book is about a teenage girl named Sophie who visits her mother in the Democratic Republic of the Congo when a war breaks out. When mother's sanctuary for bonobos is attacked by an armed rebellion, Sophie tries to help the primates to safety, especially a certain baby bonobo named Otto. Along the way, Sophie faces many challenges, including being captured many times by the enemy, having to navigate a river with a stick, and finding her mother in a dangerous rainforested country. Will Sophie save the bonobos, let alone herself, from the enemy? Read this book to find out.
The name of this book is Dawn. Book author, Aaron Hunter. In this book you will learn on the journey of a lifetime. Grandpa is a young and patient cat with the others. Feathertail, a gentle cat and loving, and Crowpaw's true love. Brambleclaw, a tiger-looking cat, and is in love with Squirrelpaw. Stormfur, a gray cat and Feathertail's brother. Squirrelpaw is the fastest cat in the clans. Thrawny Pelt, a very smart cat. Come on this cool journey. Read this book to find out more.
The Boy on Cinnamon Street by PhotoStory. This book is about a girl named Louise. That is her real name, but she changed it to Thumbella. She used to be on a gymnastics team, but now everything has changed after her dad left her and her mom. Then her mom died, and she had to live with her grandparents. She had to change schools too. Louise misses her mom and her old school, and her little greenhouse on Cinnamon Street, but she does not want to think about it or talk about it. She also is getting love notes. In the meantime, Louise has to figure out who her secret admirer is. Read this book to find out who her secret admirer is, and if she can get through the tough times and think that it's okay to miss her mom, and she can tell people that.
The book I chose is My Big Fat Zombie Goldfish by Mo O'Hara. In this book, you'll find a boy named Tom and his evil brother Mark. Mark is getting more evil. Mark does a science experiment for school. He dumps toxic waste onto a fish, and it dies. Luckily, Tom grabs a battery and zaps the fish back to life. The fish now has hypnotic powers. Tom's evil brother Mark and Tom's friend Droop, evil brother Sanjay, plan to use the fish's hypnotic stare to take over the world, but Tom and PJ plan to stop them. Read this book to find out if Tom and PJ stop Mark and Sanjay's evil plan to take over the world.
In this book, Nate, Francis, and Teddy get the job for the Chronicle yearbook to credit getters the previous editor made, and Francis becomes co-editor. Nate decides to take some candidates with the school camera to add some pizzazz into the yearbook, but his uncleanliness gets out of hand when the camera gets lost. Nate decides to clean up his act and his locker by going to Teddy's Uncle Pedro, the hypnotist. Nate starts getting good grades and even outsmarts Gina, but will the camera ever return? And with the trivia slam, as well as big secrets getting sent to the whole school, will Nate rid himself of his troubles? Read this book to find out.
A mouse in the house. A mouse walked in a house, and the mouse frightened out. The dad came in the house and got frightened out by the mouse. Grandma came in the house and got frightened by the mouse. Grandma said, come out, mouse. The children came in the come house home, and they said, mouse said, here. Grandma and dad, mom changed her mind and said, we mouse can stay. I start laughing with a read this book. It's funny.
Doctor Who, The Dangerous Book of Monsters, written by Justin Richards, illustrations by Dan Green. Have you ever wondered what to do when a Dalek is nearby, the Doctor's greatest enemy? Wonder no more. This book tells you all about the Doctor's most dangerous foes, and it includes humor. It also includes facts about the creatures. It also includes tricks to survive the monsters. As a bonus, it has a picture of the TARDIS. Why someone else should read this book? It has lots of jokes. If you watch Doctor Who, it helps so that you know what they are.
It's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, written by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter has encountered some awful things as an infant, which involves losing his parents and almost losing his own life, but only left with a permanent scar. Still a youngster, he was sent to live with his only relatives left, the Dursleys, Aunt Petunia, their chubby son Dudley, and Uncle Vernon. Right away, they left disapproval of Harry and blamed everything on him. But one strange day, Harry received a letter addressed to him. He soon finds out the letter is an invitation to attend a wizarding school, the same school his parents attended when they were his age, Hogwarts. Soon after, he sent forth to Hogwarts. There he met two students, Hermione and Ron, and later became best friends. But soon they discover there's a secret stone and someone's off to steal it. Read this book to find out who's out for the stone in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
The title of my book is Stoic Diaries, Tales from a Not So Friendly Friend of Me. And the author of this book is Rachel Renee Russell. In this book, there's a girl named Nikki Maxwell. She has three friends. Their names are Chloe, Zoe, and Brandon. They're doing a thing called Student Exchange Week where they go to schools with 9th grade, or they could go to summer school. Each student will be assigned a school to go to for a week and see if they want to go there for 9th grade. Chloe, Zoe, and Brennan got the same school, but Nikki at the school with her worst enemy. Nikki and her friends will be separated. Read this book to find out what happens when Nikki goes to school with her worst enemy. What will Nikki do? Will she go to summer school, or will she survive in school with her worst enemy? Mwah, ah, ah, ah. The title, My Book Historic Diaries, Tales from a Not-So-Friendly Frenemy. And the author of this book is Rachel Renee Russell. In this book, there's a girl named Nikki Maxwell. She has 3 friends. Their names are Chloe, Zoe, and Brandon. They're doing a thing called Student Exchange Week where they go to schools with 9th grade, or they could go to summer school. Each student will be assigned a school to go to for a week and see if they want to go there for 9th grade. Chloe, Zoe, and Brennan got the same school, but Nikki at the school with her worst enemy. Nikki and her friends will be separated. Read this book to find out what happens when Nikki goes to school with her worst enemy. What will Nikki do? Will she go to summer school, or will she survive in school with her worst enemy? Mwah, ah, ah, ah.
In this book, 2 Kentucky girls, Catherine Combs and Ivy June Mosley, are in an exchange program. The girls spend 2 weeks at each other's county. Catherine, who goes to an academy, lives in Lexington. Ivy June goes to a public school in Thunder Creek. They both have secrets and family members in danger. They face the fear of not knowing what's happening to their loved ones. They know that they're different, but they're also the same in many ways. Read this book to find out. Will their family members survive the danger that lies ahead? Will they help each other through the tough times? And most importantly, they have journals, but do they have faith, hope, and Ivy June? This book is by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor, and this book report is by Bailey Mello. Thank you.
Zoo break. The release of animals from inside a zoo, sometimes illegal, always dangerous. A monkey is missing. It's Savannah Drysdale's monkey, Cleo, who happens to be the best friend of a certain Doberman named Luther. Luther, Savannah, and her friends Griffin and Ben and a few others look all over for the monkey, but all they manage to find is one very suspicious banana. The very next day, all the kids in their class take a field trip to a junky floating zoo and find the monkey that they think is Cleo. But Mr. Nastace, the evil zookeeper, isn't about to help, and neither are other grown-ups, like the police. Luckily, Griffin is the man with the plan, so him and the other kids plan an amazing zoo break to break the animals out. But there's only one problem. Once you break a bunch of animals out of a zoo, where do you put them once they're out? You should read this book because it's very exciting and clever. You'll always want to know what happens next.
Night of the Puppet People by R. Stein. In this book, Ben and his sister Jenny have been terrified of marionettes since they were kids. They were trying to win a contest against Anna and Marie at their school. They were being framed by Anna and Marie so they ruined their marionettes, and they also got blamed for writing in black marker Puppet's rule and got suspended for school for a week. So they tried to get revenge on the girls. The king, after Ben starts to feel heavy after the king puppet puts his ear against his face. You should read this book to see what happened to Ben. Will he be cured in time?
Hello, my name is Mason, and I will be summarizing Among the Hidden. In this book, the main character, Luke, is a 3rd child, and 3rd children are illegal. Luke used to be able to go outside, but now he can't because the government is tearing down the woods that keeps him hidden, but it's getting replaced to build a neighborhood. And now he has to stay inside with the blinds closed. Luke's older brothers, Matthew and Mark, they work at a farm and grow crops. And in this book, Luke's family is poor, meaning that they don't have a lot of money. You should read this book to find out if Luke, the main character, ever gets to go outside again and ever meet someone. Read this book to find out if Luke ever even gets to go outside or meet someone.
Hello, muchachos! My name is Galen Newbecker, and I'm reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Ronald Dahl. In this book, you will read about 4 very old grandparents, 2 parents, and 1 little spinning kid named Charlie. Charlie and his family live on the edge of town in a small wooden house. One day they got the newspaper and they said Willy Wonka will open his factory one last time to 5 lucky kids. The way people could win is getting a Willy Wonka chocolate bar and finding a golden ticket. Charlie wanted it bad, but he only got 1 a year for his birthday. That sucks. But on his birthday he didn't get it. He was walking down the street one day and he found a dollar bill. So he went to his local candy shop and got one. He didn't get it, so he got a second. He opened slowly and saw something shiny. He got it! Charlie and 4 other kids have won. The other 4 winners were Augustus Gloop, a fat boy whose favorite thing is eating. Veruca Sot, a spoiled brat whose parents are very, very wealthy. Vale Bergard, a gum chewer who is the fastest jaw in the county. And Mike TV, a toy pistol gang who's a TV junkie. Read this book to find out if Charlie is the last one standing. Bye-bye!
The Lost Hero, made by Rick Riordan. A book with magical creatures and adventure. In this book, there are 3 main characters who are what they call demigods. Piper McLean, Leo Valdez, and Jason Grace, and a satire who will keep his name a secret, going off to stop a giant Enceladus from doing a part of the plan the Giant King told him to do. In the start, the 3 demigods are on a school bus and are going to the Grand Canyon when something horrible happens. Then they get escorted to Camp Half-Blood, a camp for demigods, and find out who is waking and trying to make their palace the Earth. You should read this book because it's a part of the Heroes of Olympus series with a sister series called Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So if you read and like that series, then you should read this one.
The title of this book is Jessica Darling at Last, the totally not guaranteed guide to popularity, prettiness, and perfection by Megan McCaffrey. In this book, Jessica's getting ready for 7th grade. She gets an it list from her sister that if Jessica follows it, she could be popular, pretty, and perfect. On the it list it says, Number 1, wear something different every day. Number 2, make the cheer team. Number 3, pick your first boyfriend wisely. Number 4, stick with the it clue. She has things get mixed up on her class schedule. Instead of having home ec, she has workshop. Read this book to find out. Does Jessica have fun in workshop? Does the it-list help her become popular, pretty, and have perfection? Does Jessica do cheerleading?
The title of my book is Hoop Hustle. It is written by Jake Maddox. In this book, Brian is competing to start on the varsity basketball team. He had basketball tryouts, and Mike was his biggest competition. He had to beat him out. But when he misses his curfew to practice basketball, his dad decides to get him a job at the senior center. He meets a man named George who used to play basketball. He teaches Brian some skills. They practice and practice and practice until they can't even walk anymore. Will George's skills pay off? Read this book to find out if Brian makes the varsity. Do you think he will? Dun dun dun. See ya, Pete.
Is hit. Hand is hit. Don't help him feel better. Help him a help. Help is his him her baby hat. Now hand is hit. His book is funny. I like it So you will like it.
The Cat in the Hat. The name of the book is The Cat in the Hat. And the author is Dr. Seuss. Two little kids sat by the window. It was too wet to go out. And then the kids heard a bump. Oh, how that made them jump. And then the cat in the hat came through the door. Why sit there like that? He said, I know some good tricks. No, said the fish. He cannot be here when your mother is not. Have no fear, said the cat. I know some tricks, said the cat. After he was done, he got a box, and then two things came out. You should read this. It's fine.
Title: Captain Underpants. Written by Dave Pikey. There are two boys. Their names are George and Harold, and they're good scientists, and he made a time machine. And he told them not to go into the time machine 2 times in a row, and they could get stuck in the time machine, and they wouldn't know how to get out of the time machine. And they went to the time machine 1 time, but then his friend said it would be okay to go into the time machine 2 times in a row. But then Harold said, don't you remember that the scientist said not to go into the time machine 2 times in a row? But then his friend ran into the time machine. Next. Reasons why you should read this book. Because it does not leave you on cliffhangers, and it's really funny, and does not leave you on hard words you can't read.